Difference between defining typing.Dict and Dict. I am practicing using type hints in Python 3.5. One of my colleagues uses typing.Dict. Both of them work just fine. There doesn't appear to be a difference. I have read the typing module documentation. Between typing.Dict or Dict, which one should I use in the program?
There is no real difference between using a plain typing.Dict and Dict, no. However, typing.Dict is a generic type that lets you specify the type of the keys and values too, making it more flexible. As such, it could well be that at some point in your project lifetime you want to define the dictionary argument a little more precisely, at which point expanding typing.Dict to typing.Dict key underscore type, value underscore type, is a smaller change than replacing Dict. You can make this even more generic by using mapping or mutable mapping types here. Since your function doesn't need to alter the mapping, I'd stick with mapping. A dict is one mapping, but you could create other objects that also satisfy the mapping interface, and your function might well still work with those. Now you are clearly telling other users of this function that your code won't actually alter the new underscore bandwidths mapping passed in. Your actual implementation is merely expecting an object that is printable. That may be a test implementation, but as it stands your code would continue to work if you use new underscore bandwidths column typing.any, because any object in Python is printable. Note, if you are using Python 3.7 or newer, you can use Dict as a generic type if you start your module with from underscore future underscore import annotations, and as of Python 3.9, Dict, as well as other standard containers, supports being used as generic type even without that directive.
Typing.Dict is a generic version of Dict. Class typing.Dict, new table mapping KT, VT, a generic version of Dict. The usage of this type is as follows. Here you can specify the type of key and values in the Dict, Dict str, int.
As said in Python org. Class typing.Dict, mutable mapping KT, VT, a generic version of Dict. Useful for annotating return types. To annotate arguments, it is preferred to use an abstract collection type such as mapping. This type can be used as follows. But Dict is less general and you will be able to alter the mapping passed in. In fact, in Python.Dict you specify more details. Another tip. Deprecated since version 3.9, built-ins.Dict now supports CPEP 585 and generic alias type.
If you're coming from Google for type error column 2 few parameters for typing.Dict, actual 1, expected 2, you need to provide a type for both the key and value. So, Dict str, instead of Dict str.